Someone had said, "Look at the way people drink coffee. Do we know how they are?" Within the scope of the country, it is similar. Coffee is the most popular drink in the world. Every country in every corner of the globe has a coffee ingrained in their traditions, society, and daily routines, and American is no exception. With only a cup of hot bitter coffee, many interesting features of the personality and soul of this country's people are revealed. We can say country coffee was first introduced to Americans quite early. In 1773, the Boston Tea Party marked a crucial day for coffee-loving Americans. On December the 16th, angry and frustrated American colonists raided a British ship and dumped 342 barrels of tea into the Boston harbor. After the Boston Tea Party, American colonists switched their drink of choice from tea to coffee as a political statement. The conflicts that followed the American Revolution also helped to increase the popularity of coffee. When World War I began in 1914, instant coffee became very popular in the United States and was frequently bought in mass quantities and rationed among the soldiers. In 1952, coffee became the drink of choice amongst teenagers who frequent small cafes and coffee houses. In the 1960s, the popularity of coffee houses and specialty coffee continued to rise. This inspired the first Starbucks to open in Seattle, Washington in 1971. Today, the coffee movement is still alive and thriving in even smaller American cities. There is still a rise in small-owned cafes that boast sustainable factory coffee beans. Coffee houses continue to provide a safe space for students, musicians, authors, and artists.
With the great demand for coffee of Americans in the day, it is obvious that there is a huge number of coffee chains across the US. We would like to emphasize the top 3 most popular and highest quality coffee chains in this country. Number 1. Starbucks. Starbucks is the largest coffee chain with more than 15,000 locations in the US alone. In America, the average Starbucks income in a single day can be approximated to be staggering $61.3 million. This daily figure translates to $3,800 per store. Let us remind you that this is the American market only. Number 2. Dunkin'. To most Americans, it is the best coffee chain in the country. There are over 9,630 Dunkin' coffee chains across the US. However, Dunkin' was a major winner in another category too. Among the options for packaged coffee, those surveys also list Dunkin' as their favorite at-home brand. Number 3. Tim Hortons. There are 623 Tim Hortons stores in the United States as of October 19, 2022. The state with the most number of Tim Hortons locations in the US is New York, with 239 stores, which is about 38% of all Tim Hortons stores in the US.
To be Americans is to drink coffee, but to do it in a way that facilitates productivity. An American morning often starts like this.
Snow coffee and one bagel, please.
Many people feel like they need caffeine in the morning to motivate them to work and enhance their olive needs. Each day, US citizens consume a total of 450 million cups of coffee, and nearly 90% of the population has at least one caffeinated beverage every day, making the US leading consumer of coffee in the entire world. Regionally, coffee consumption data varies quite a lot. This is explained by the business workloads of the region, especially in big cities with a high pace of life and working intensity. The leading state and city in coffee consumption today is New York, which has a record number of coffee shops and other facilities that sell coffee to the public. After New York, The most active coffee drinkers are Seattle and San Francisco. Hustle culture got America addicted to work, and work became the center of American life. SpaceX founder Elon Musk once said that, "If you want to rid the world of gasoline-powered cars and colonize Mars, and become the richest person on planet Earth in the process, you need to devote your life to your job. Leisure is for losers." This statement is evident of a workaholic society, America. That overworked society and coffee are closely linked together because, for Americans, drinking coffee plays a role as a facilitator of productivity. For many of them, the caffeine addiction begins in college, when they had to burn the midnight oil to fulfill all the assignments. Because caffeine contained in coffee acts as the central nervous system, coffee is busy marked rocket fuel for the brain, which makes it become more alert and attentive. Eventually, coffee becomes synonymous with fuel. Studies have found that coffee can improve your physical performance by more than 10%. A cup of black coffee can help you to give your 100% just 5 minutes after you consume it. Day by day, US coffee culture is now associated with speed and quantity rather than relaxation and enjoyment. Contrary to the origin of coffee culture as a conversation stimulator, coffee has evolved into human gathering. And when the office gets too stuffy, they came out at the coffee shops. Even the instant coffee brewer in the office bedrooms are also designed for getting back to work with a coffee cup in hand.
Most Americans are always on the go. It seems they are often running from one appointment to the next, going to and from work, picking up kids, running errands, and going to business meetings and social outings. Therefore, for many Americans, there isn't enough time to sit down in a cafe and enjoy a cup of coffee, so you often hear them order their food and drinks to go. It is common that Americans walk around with the coffee mugs, beverages in to-go containers. It gradually evolved into to-go coffee culture and became a signature of American workers. And apparently, this somehow negatively affects Americans' health.
Despite the abundance of different beverages available today, people still prefer coffee for the efficiency, convenience, and ready-to-drink characteristics. Starbucks' widespread popularity indicates that buying coffee to go has become the American standard. A strong cup of coffee sitting next to them to help them get through their hectic day. After all, the coffee culture in the United States mirrors the workaholic lifestyle.
When you